What is up, guys, and welcome back to an episode of the F1 Clash 2024 series. This is episode number 22 today, and we are finally in towards Series 5. And as you can see with these free crates, we are starting to get some Series 5 assets. So finally, some new assets in this game. But anyways, yes, we are here on this game. If you guys do enjoy this, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. We are getting new assets for the team here. You may have seen in the previous episode, at the very end at least, you have to go back and watch that, but at the very end we did get a new asset in the form of Fernando Alonso, and we got also some brakes as well. As you can see here, the monolith brakes. This was actually during an event boost. I forget exactly which one, but it was during one of them. And as you can see here, the stats are actually not that bad. It's going to give us a nice team score increase. But finally, we have the chance to unlock some new assets. We were stuck in Series 4 for quite some time, probably just because I wasn't doing that many races. But opening up some more crates to see what we can get here. Getting some more monolith. These seem to be quite common, actually, in the shop here. But we can also get some more coins here. We're also going to get a new suspension, the Pulse. I don't think it's actually going to go on the car, though. It doesn't seem that promising, at least here. But as you can see up here, we also had a free crate deal. This was during, I think, the British GP event, where, of course, the new drivers were released, so the legendary drivers. So we got this free crate that was cost 1 coin, so we're just getting some decent assets here. Getting a lot of the same assets, unfortunately. You saw we got a big Alonso there, but nothing that crazy. We do get a Fiore boost, but I do say that we also get a nice Surge, which is another epic one, and we get 7 of Gerhard Berger. Unfortunately, no Kevin Madison there. We could probably use a bit of him to upgrade, get some more collection points. But yes, we do have a new gearbox, and it is much better than the one that we currently have. So we're going to put that on the car, of course. As you can see, this new suspension, to no surprise, it's not looking that much better. It does have much better pit stop time and better power unit, but we'll have to see. Maybe in the future we can put it on. But for now, we're going to just continue on. We're going to open this nice gold crate here, getting some more assets as well, getting even more Fernando Alonso. I mean, of course, Giga Chad Alonso. What do you expect? We get more of the Surge parts, which is beautiful because we can use that to upgrade. These are expensive, though. It's 220,000 at level 1 here, or sorry, to upgrade to level 2. We get a nice Logan Sargent there in the crate. We're not expecting to see an epic out of a free crate, but hey, not complaining. But we are moving quickly through the crates here, not getting much more stuff there. No epics this time around, but we do have some more things to upgrade here. We can upgrade Sergeant here. Is very cheap, 30,000 coins for 10 collection points. That is a very easy bargain to have here. That should push us to the next collection milestone, which it will very nicely. And also we should look to upgrade the gearbox as well. But we do get a standard crate, which, let's be honest, is not really going to give that much stuff. But we do get some bucks, we do get some suspension, the Nexus, we get some Blaze, and we get some Madison. So nothing too surprising on that forefront. We are going to get Hex at the next collection award if we do get that, so we should get there closely. 445,000 for the next upgrade from level 2 to level 3 for these Series 5 assets, so it's going to be quickly becoming very expensive here. But the Surge giving a very decent upgrade boost, and we're definitely going to make the team even better there, getting close to that next level for these rewards. 573 team score overall, and we're going to head to our first race then, which is going to be against a 590 team score. So our first race of Series 5, and it's going to be against someone who has a better team score than us. But to no surprise, we all know how this ends up. Typically, even people with these higher team scores, as long as we use boost, we could probably be in decent shape then. So we'll see how this goes in the qualifying session, and it's not looking too bad as we come across the line. It is going to be, well, Weber and Berger, 15th and 18th respectively then for us. And as we go on the strategy screen, of course, let's see if we're going to do a 2-stop or a 1-stop here. It is 9 laps of Barcelona, so it is going to be quite a bit of an extra task to do a 2-stop. So we're probably just going to stick then with a sorry, what was I saying? It's probably hard to do a 1-stop, so we're going to be doing a 2-stop. We're going to be giving both of these guys self-control boost there. Weber on the mediums, sorry, Berger on the hards, sorry, softs. Oh my goodness, I can't speak. It's lights out, away we go. We just managed to get off the line there. And, well, it's an okay start for now. Weber gets a decent start. Berger was not very good. He was, I think, average off the line, so I'm better than nothing. But, hey, I wish it could be a little quicker, but nonetheless, then we get off the line very nice and easily here, and now we can start to reap the benefits as Berger's up to 6th, Weber's up to 8th now, make that almost 7th then for Weber as he looks to the outside then. Unfortunately, actually gets shoved wide, so in the process, so not really that well, but Berger's up to 5th, which is a great move then from, actually, I'm not sure what nationality is. I'll have to look that up in the future, but we are on towards lap number 2 here. We're going to be doing a 2-3-4 with Berger, and then 3-3-3 with Weber. We could probably do 4 laps if I'm being honest with Weber, but that would probably force us to do a 4-3-2, and I ideally don't want to do that. So if we just split it 3 even, that'd probably make the most sense here. And also, it would potentially avoid any conflicts in the pits. I don't think that would happen regardless, but anyways, Berger is coming into the pits at the end of this lap. Weber is making his way through the field here as we start lap number 3 then, and we're going to confirm him onto the medium tires for his next stop then, which should be pretty soon, as Berger comes out of the pits with a 5.16 second stop, so a little bit slower, but it's not too much. You can see we are sandwiched between 2 of our rivals, and one of the rivals is sandwiched between us 2, so running in a checkerboard pattern compared to our rival, but we'll see how this ends up as. Weber comes through the final sector. He's going to be ready to begin his pit stop phase, and as for Berger, he's making his way through actually very nicely. In fact, he's up into I think P19 that is. I can't read. I'm blind. We all know that. But he makes his way through the final corner, then up, and we get an iPhone maybe too close to one, and we're just going to dismiss that because nobody cares about that. Our rival momentarily took the lead there as he's staying out there, so I think he's trying to do a 4-3-2 with one of his drivers, which is a decent strategy. We're going to end up obviously on the same page at the end, but it's going to be interesting to see how he can pull this off. And you can already see Berger is catching up to the rival here. Weber's not even that far behind him, so this might actually not end up being that bad for us in the end. So we'll see how this plays out here as Berger makes his way past the rival as he comes into the pits as we start the next lap then. Let's see how this plays out as we come through the sequence here. Looks like I don't know who our rival is coming out to, but one of them is switching them onto the soft tires, so we'll see how that ends up here. Berger running very nicely in 6th, almost looks for a move on Piastri up to 5th. Doesn't make that work, unfortunately, but Weber there in 9th, very, very nice there. He's almost going to get past there, but he's going to be able to make his way up through the field here just about, and of course, as soon as he gets up in position. But Berger, he is looking for a pit stop here. We actually left him out, honestly, 1 lap too late. I totally forgot he's going to be pitting at the end of lap 5, but we're going to be committing then to, I guess, on both lap 6 for these guys. We could also stretch Weber if we really, really wanted to, but I don't think we want to do that. His tire management is not the absolute greatest then for us, but we'll have to see in the end. Berger makes his way into the final sector. His tires are pretty much falling off the cliff as we speak here. And as for Weber, he's down to 26% here. We are going to elect not to pit him actually on this lap. We're going to do a 3-4-2, which is very unconventional. I don't actually think this was actually the right move in the end. You can see it's at 21% here. We eventually commit to him pitting onto the softs on the next lap, but that's going to mean he's going to have to do a full lap then on full conserve mode. We're lucky our rival is not that close to us here. The rival's pretty far away, so we should be okay in terms of points compared to our rival. As Berger tried an attack there, he does get the move done there on Gasly up into P12 then, and Weber is making his way on the back straight with 2% tires, and he runs out about now, but luckily he does have a full battery to use, so we'll quote-unquote push him into the pits, and then he can use that full battery to push on the final lap as Weber comes into the pits onto the soft tires, and Berger makes his way down the main straight, back up into P6 then momentarily, but then falls down to P7 as one of the guys was coming out of the pits then. But Weber comes out with a very nice 4.69 second stop. He comes out ahead of the rival, crucially, so he should not have too much traffic on his quote-unquote final flying lap as Berger makes his way on the back straight there in towards the final sector. He's also charging up his battery as we prepare for a final push here on this race as they come through the final corner, and Berger is ready. Weber is ready as well. He makes his move up at the 14th. He should have a decent track ahead of him, and of course, as we know, Weber is very good at overtaking. Of course, we don't unfortunately have the Hex boost. Those are just too expensive to use in a duel like this, but we can still get away with it. He does have the self-control boost, which gives a boost to cornering, so it should be good as we switch to a cinematic camera to have an eye on both of the drivers. As Berger makes his way around the final corner here, he's going to be getting ready to finish this race there very nicely in P6. As for Webber, he's still flying there. He's up into P13, looking for potentially P12 on Yuki Tsunoda, and he does so successfully. As I think Tsunoda has a puncture there on the final lap. Then, as we come across the line, Webber is going to win. Well, not win. He's going to come home P12, but we do not get the fastest lap. I actually was not that surprised because Webber didn't actually drive that fast on that lap. But we do manage to win our first duel then of Series 5. It was a very, very nice win. And hopefully it's a sign of good things to come. 32 points compared to our rivals. I think that's 16 or 18, I'm not sure. But we only get a standard crate, but at this point we can take whatever we can get there. We also get a Flag Storm boost as well, which was very nice to help our progress in Series 5. And my hope is that in Series 5 we can get this done much quicker than Series 4 took quite a lot of time. I mean, to be fair, we kind of put 2 episodes in, 2 races in each episode, which kind of dragged on Series 4, but I think this time around we're going to probably put more episodes in. And coming across, by the way, for qualifying here, it's going to be almost 17 to 20, but the Rivals Berger was not willing to put P20, but it's going to be a dry race throughout. You can see there is rain, I guess, at the quote-unquote very, very, very end. I mean, that's going to be 9 minutes then into this race, so it's not going to matter here. We're going to split the strategies here. Berger's going to be going on to a one-stop then with the hards. Webber's going to be on the mediums here. Lights out, and away we go. We were momentarily, for some reason, first on the grid. I wasn't exactly sure why, but Webber, now we can use the Hex Boost and see the full potential then of the Australian. I don't know why we were first on the grid there. We were first, second, third, and fourth pretty much, but Miyama no complaino, as one famous Grog TV person once said. But we are underway then, and making our way through the field. As Webber is, well, he's actually falling down the order there, as we are all unfortunately hit with a concertina effect. Webber now makes his way back up into P13 here. The Hex Boost working very nicely here in between this slow section here. Can he make a move? He unfortunately cannot, as we're actually getting stuck there annoyingly, but our rival is not really getting through either, so we're actually not doing too bad here as Webber makes his way down this back straight here, and he's going to be looking for a move on Piastri here. We'll be pitting him on the next lap, then, as already some of the guys are coming into the pits at the end of this lap. They must be on the soft tires, and we all know the soft tires, they literally do not last around Singapore. They probably do 3 corners and the tires say no, so we'll have to see how these medium tires work out. They can last 2 laps, but it's already playing it close. I think we crossed the line with like 55% tire wear, so we don't have a lot of tire margin to play around with for Webber. For Berger, though, he's not looking too bad at the moment. We've been leaving him on conserve most of the time, so he has been saving tires, and he should be able to make the one-stop work. The one-stop is probably the preferable strategy around Singapore, because Singapore, of course, is so slow. It's a street circuit, it's hard to overtake, blah, blah, blah. But with Webber, I do think I am confident with these Hex Boosts we can probably make a 2-stop work, given that his high overtaking stat. But speaking of Webber, he's making his way through the final set of corners and ready to pit at the end of this lap, and Berger will continue on for one more lap. We'll hit him on the next lap, then onto some hard tires here. He crossed the pit line, I think, with 38% tires, so he should be okay then to push just a little bit in that middle sector here. 4.73 seconds for Webber as he comes out of the pit lane in, I think that's P16. Yes, that is P16, and he's looking to try to make a move into the right-hander, which unfortunately does not work. But in towards the middle sector we go, then Berger staying nicely in 7th. We're leaving him on the push there. He's got plenty of battery, plenty of tire life to make his way through. Webber's now up into P15. There's this nice cheeky move there. Now Berger's up to 5th with a double overtake there at the hairpin under the bridge. I'm not sure what it's called, but we'll call it the bridge for now. Webber's up to 14th. It's looking very nice so far, actually, and we're doing very good with the overtaking as Berger comes into the pits in P5 for another set of hard tires, and we will push him on towards the end here. And as for Webber, he has one more stop to contend with, but yeah, it's looking good so far in Series 5, and the goal, of course, is to try to get through Series 5 as quickly as possible. Turn 5 is a cornering series, and as we know, the cornering was the meta last year. We still have a cornering bias setup. I haven't been really bothering to change it because we've been winning so far, but definitely with this cornering bias setup, we can get away with a lot of stuff as the drivers swap positions very nicely there, and that allows Webber to make a gap for himself as he pits onto this lap then. But with 2.5 laps to go then, it's looking good for us so far as we come for the medium tires very, very soon with Webber here. Berger looking very, very nice in P11. Doesn't matter if he just needs to overtake. He just needs to make sure he needs to make it to the end on these tires. With a lot of guys, of course, committing to some weird strategies, I must say. I've seen these guys pit like on lap 1. I've seen these guys pit on lap 3. Like, I'm not sure exactly what they're doing. Maybe they're doing a soft, medium, hard strategy, but clearly a 2-stop or a 1-stop is the way to go around here. I mean, just look at the AI, but I mean, I'm not sure what the AI is trying to do. But anyways, enough yapping. Let's focus back on 2 laps to go then for both of these drivers, and they're not looking too bad at the moment. Berger in 7, Webber in 11th, 7-11. Very, very nice. Let's see how they finish, though, in terms of this position. Of course, Berger loses that to Alonso, but it is Giga Chad Alonso. You can't fault him for that. As we make our way towards the final lap, then I'm not exactly sure who's leading this race, technically. I think it's one of the Ferraris there, as we clicked on the map there very, very quickly there. Berger's going to be given the signal to push, as is Webber as well. So we'll see how quickly these guys can go around this track. In towards the first set of corners, as Webber is out in P10, Berger's up in P6. Some of the guys actually but between us came out with new tires, so we'll see how this works out for us. I don't think it's actually going to be that much of a problem, again, because Singapore is such a low speed track, so the grip of these tires is not going to matter that much, and clearly it's not mattering because Webber just made a very nice overtake there up into P9 here with Berger in 6th, so they are in 6th and 9th respectively. Very, very nice. In towards the final set of corners here, Webber trying to make a move up into P8, and he does so successfully. Very, very nice move here. 6th and 8th, it looks like it's going to be like for these drivers. They come through the final corner, then Webber is going to finish behind, and it's not going to be, actually it is going to be a fastest lap, but you might have saw our rival is moving as well, so we'll see if he takes the fastest lap there, and he will steal it at the end. So GG's to him, of course. And yeah, but that is going to be it then for this episode. Thank you all so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy, definitely be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys in the next episode then for the next series, for continuing our way through Series 5. And this time, we're going to have a lot of races in store.